On today's show, we're going to be talking about Antstream and Xbox Game Pass team up for some retro classics and some other little tidbits that are interesting, all coming up right now. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dadisajoke Retro Rockin' Gamer Weekend Report, episode 81. And we got some interesting things to talk about today. And remember, don't forget your coffees. And we are the Retro Gaming Podcast morning podcast, just like a morning show. Whatever. Anyway, I was trying to make a joke and I messed it up. Anyway, coffee time. Okay, just some quick housekeeping items. We are, what the hell are we at now? We are at 985 subscribers for the channel. And this has been a big, long trip, actually. It's been, almost 4.5 years, 5 years now? 4 years? Yeah, 4 or 5, whatever. Anyways, thanks everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I'm glad you guys enjoy some of the stuff that I put out. Some of the stuff I put out is crap, but other than that, I'm really happy that you guys are helping out. And please help me get to 1,000, just so I can cross that milestone off my list. So please share it to anybody out there. I know you guys, a lot of you guys watch the show every week. Just, share it out there, let other people know, and maybe, we can get to 1,000 and we'll go from there. And also, what is it? It's the Memorial Day weekend in the U.S. So today, if you live in the U.S. and you're American and you're celebrating this, it's day 2 of your long weekend. So enjoy it. You don't have to go to work tomorrow. Okay, let's see now. So, Orange Pixel. If you guys know, if you're an Atari VCS owner, you guys know Orange Pixel really well. They put out some really, really cool games, which I have a few of them actually. But he just released another game called Regulators, and I don't know. I haven't even checked if it's on the Atari VCS yet. Hopefully, I can do this right after this. Right after the show, but it's available on Steam, and it's actually getting pretty good reviews on Steam. So if you like Orange Pixel games, that's something to check out. And it actually kind of looks pretty cool. It's kind of like you'll see the pictures. It reminds you of the game XCOM. So if that rings a bell, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, Atari just released a little USB adapter with standard electrical prongs on it, whatever they're freaking called, which is all red with Atari logo and lettering on it for $699 for your 2600 plus or your 7200 or 7800 plus. Why that wasn't included in the original package, I don't know, but it's there. So remember how I always talk about all these up and coming Atari 2600, 7800 games? Go to itch.io, itch.io, and just go through that and take a search through that. I don't know if there's any ROMs to try or not. I haven't personally gone yet, but check it out and see what's going on. I mean, support some of these independent developers who are working on 2600 games. And remember, this is not, C++ or Java or whatever. This is all assembly language stuff. So give them, try out their games. And if you like them, let them know. And the more we do that, the more stuff we get for Atari. Plain and simple. Oh, I just saw a really cool game called Utopia Must Fall. And it totally reminds me of a modern take on Missile Command. And your typical, tons of shit going on, explosions, this, that. So check it out. It's on Steam. It's called Utopia Must Fall, another retro style game. Now, I'm going to make everybody feel really freaking old right now. Pac Man, as of last week, is 45 years old. Pac Man. He's 45 years old, guys. We are old. Hey, Sonny, remember the days we were playing Pac Man? Yeah, I get to those in the retro recall uh, uh, segment that I do. Let's see here. Utopia Must Fall, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Instream and Xbox teamed up to bring out the retro classics so you can stream them from Xbox Game Pass. There's over 50 games, including, and I haven't checked all the list of games yet, but it looks like either it's the majority or all of the Activision 2600 games. Okay, I have a little bit of a problem with that. Plus, one of my favorite games in there when I used to work at ATI Technologies, Mech Warrior 2. If you have not played Mech Warrior 2, I wholly recommend you try it out and play it. It's a great game. The graphics are very simplistic because it's back in the 90s, but the gameplay is there. Just like why we love Atari, right? Gameplay over graphics, whatever. Oh, well, but you can get both of that with the 7800. Anyway, that's a different story. So, yeah, 50 plus games. All there's all the majority of the Activision games are there now. Why in hell's Hannah's corner does Microsoft still own that IP? Those IPs? Why? I don't get it. Wouldn't it be better in Atari's hands? Right? Think about it. Doesn't Activision and Atari, especially the beginning part, go together? Right? Hand in hand? It's the most frustrating thing I've ever encountered. It's like, why doesn't Atari have it? Why don't we have it, on the VCS or the 2600, like new boxed versions of the game? Why? Why? Pitfall 2, new version of it would be great. Or, God forbid, remaster those Atari 2600 games. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. Remaster it in whatever way you want. Just make it look good and put it out there. So, I don't know. You guys think about it. It's just very, very frustrating that the Microsoft still owns that. Like I mean, they did this, but before they were just sitting on the IP. Like, what's the point? We want to play this stuff. We want to have access to this stuff. We want to see new cartridges, new box covers, new, the stuff that we're getting now. Why? Why is it like that? I need a coffee big time. Anyway, folks. Let's see here. Do I have anything else? No, I don't think I have anything else. So I'm going to jump to the next segment. We'll see you there. Okay, it's retro rewind time. What do I want to talk about? Let's see. Let's see. During the 80s, everybody knows it was a big mall time. Everybody was hanging at the malls and stuff like that. Everybody hung out, everyone shopping there, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, point is that I really liked what a lot of the department stores did during that time. And there was one time that I went into, and this memory is kind of like it's kind of like a dream state type of thing, but I specifically remember being there and seeing what I was seeing. Now, I don't remember if there was other people there. There must have been, but there was, they created sort of like a room. It seemed like a temporary room, and you walked in and it had this big giant table with posters and stuff everywhere. and they were actually had on display an Atari 2600, an Atari 5200, and Atari 7800, which was cool because especially when you're, that young and impressionable, you kind of look at the stuff and you see, oh, okay, yeah, I have a 2600, cool, and then you see the 5200, like, and then the 7800, and then you see the prices, and then you go, I'm not even going to bother asking mom and dad for money, so just skip it. But I used to love that. I mean, it was the coolest thing. Not only did they have that, they would have those sort of those cardboard cutout stations for the Atari computers or the Atari 2600, where you can, play a game or check it out and stuff like that. Also, another thing that I used to love too was Radio Shack back in the day was super cool because up front they would have like their computers, especially the Coco machines, the Tandy Coco computers, and some other stuff, and there would be either a baseball game playing or something on there, and it was just a wonderful time. I mean, you can go to a mall, not go to the arcade and spend a quarter, but just spend the whole day there playing video games. I remember another time I was in Florida. There was a Radio Shack there, and they had a big Intellivision setup, and that was my first exposure to what's the side? No, not side scrolling, but anyway, one of the famous Intellivision games, the one with the asteroids that fall down. It's morning, guys. I can't remember shit. So one of that game was amazing. I remember playing it. It was so much fun, and back then, man, when you were into this stuff, going to a mall, you had a shit grin on your face. You knew you were gonna go have fun. It was like you didn't have to hang out with your parents anymore. You go, okay, I'll meet you, in 2 hours at this place. Bye, and then you disappear and play video games all day. That was the best time. So it was really cool, and I really, really enjoyed it. That was going to the arcades was one thing, but going to a mall and playing the home consoles there was just so much fun, and it was all in the open, and it was all you were all able to play, and it was during the '80s, where kind of an innocent time, so nothing was like nailed down or whatever. I don't know if people stole the shit, but the point is you were able to walk up and play it and enjoy it. So that was very cool. And then also I remember just seeing stuff like on the internet with those Atari, demo stations and stuff like that all over the place at grocery stores. Everybody wanted to sell those consoles. Everybody wanted to get into the video game industry and start making some money off of that. So, but we benefited it as kids, right? It was just so much fun to go around and do all that stuff. Anyway, those were like great times. Just seeing. Oh, and then I think at that same thing that held that department store that I walked into that had the Atari machines, it had a Vectrex system set up, and that fucking blew my mind. Absolutely, to get vector graphics with a built-in screen, and oh, mind blown. And it's like, I want this, but having a monitor built into a console sent the price through the freaking roof. Absolutely through the roof. But now, in the used market, they're still expensive. But anyway, you know what? Quite honestly, Vectrex was a cool system, but the games were like, meh, nothing special there, guys. I mean, there are probably some Vectrex people out there, and they're gonna, oh, no, no, no. Just this is just my opinion. I didn't find anything exciting, but the idea is cool, and and it's too bad there isn't more development for that thing right now. That would be cool, right? Vector graphics, blah blah blah. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Okay, folks, that's it. That is a joke. Weekend report, episode 81. We're calling it a day, and enjoy your long weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.